You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tuccy and Eric Reamer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business, and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for ours.
Absolutely. Your business is our business. Our small business is big business. And it's just business. We want to be in your business.
You talk about getting up in your business. I gave you a simple task yesterday.
No.
Simple task.
No, simple task. Okay, first of all,
right?
It came with like 12 minutes of instructions.
Oh, please.
Of you describing to me, plug this in here and take this box and download this.
Let's talk about what we're talking about, okay? You have a beautiful computer that you run your entire business on, and you have not been backing up as faithfully as you should.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. And
so
this is bad.
I bought you a present.
And I know that it's bad because I have had this happen to me once before, and I've gotten out of the habit of doing regular backups. And yes, you did buy me this box.
A lovely, very sleek 500 gigabyte hard drive.
It is really pretty.
It is, huh?
It is really pretty. And I plugged it in.
That's all I told you to do.
No. You're like, plug in, download this, say yes, go here, and if it has this, I don't know, this connection, then you'll know you're doing it right. And so I get it all plugged in, and I'm following the instructions, and I'm not the most technically able.
I wouldn't call you a challenge.
I can follow directions.
Yes, you can.
I can follow directions.
Absolutely.
And so I'm following the directions, and I know what it's supposed to be saying. I know what it's supposed to be doing, and it gives me this warning: incompatible. And my kids watch Doctor Who, and my kids watch Star Trek, and incompatible is bad. So I hit cancel. I did not plug in or back up to that little pretty blocks that you gave me.
Next time,
work.
Just click go.
No, it was broken. It said incompatible.
It's not broken.
Like you and me. I took that quiz.
Welcome to the Experience Pros radio show, where we are trying our best to give you nothing but the best business advice.
Listen to this.
I advise you
we
to back up your
all
drive.
have heard somebody who they clicked on a button and they wiped out, or
That's right.
And so, Eric, how do you know when you decide, okay, I'm going to download that software or this something from the internet or
YouTube?
And it says incompatible. We're going to
YouTube.
erase everything that you have in order to go forward.
There's nothing
How
to
do you
erase.
know when it's okay to say yes to the sirens and bells and yellow triangle exclamation points?
YouTube.
Most of the time, you should just get away from there. Why, in this case, is it okay?
First of all, you have a superior operating system and machine.
How do I know that?
Because.
I mean, but how do I know that when it says incompatible that it's okay? I think there are lots of people out there that are going, I know, it said incompatible. You're not supposed to go there. How do you know when it's safe and when it isn't?
You see on the outside of the box it says it's good for a PC or it's good for a Mac.
Yeah, of course they said that. I have to consider the source. This is great for you. This is the most perfect thing you're going to need. Go ahead. Click here. Go ahead. Push the button. You're going to love it.
My friends, have you ever experienced the kind of frustration that Angel is venting now? Because it's true, it does happen a lot, and you need to know how to do it. My answer consistently throughout your question has been YouTube. I actually go to YouTube.
I don't know. What does
Listen
YouTube have to do with it?
I'm going to try to explain it to you. If you go to YouTube and you say, I'm getting a incompatible comment, you will find that there are hundreds of people in the United States of America who have had incompatible comments, and they come on and they go, oh, let me grab my camera and talk to the world about it. And they tell you.
So I have to go to YouTube every time?
You don't have to.
I mean, that's the answer.
Don't want you to cry if your
That's really
computer
the
goes
answer.
down.
Why didn't you buy me a black box that was compatible?
It is compatible.
But why doesn't it say it's compatible? I mean,
we'll
if it
duke
really
this out
is...
over the commercial break, and when we return, we've got a great show for you. And we are compatible with you and your business. We'll be right back on the Experience Pros Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Small business is the backbone of America. And yet, collectively, 92% of all businesses have a less than stellar report card. The Growth Curve Institute will help you improve your report card and turn your natural velocity into performance acceleration. Check out Growth Curve Institute's upcoming skill shop that give you real-world tools that address and solve real-world challenges. Sign up for the next skill shop at sustainablegrowthleague.com. That's sustainablegrowthleague.com.
When you need a product or service, who do you trust to get the job done right? Where do you look for those companies that are absolutely guaranteed to put your needs first? Is there a place where customer service reigns supreme? You bet there is. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is now online, and every company on this list has met with our rigid standards of customer-forward business practices and the highest quality service and products. When you need someone that you can absolutely trust, turn to the Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com/directory. We guarantee it.
Every mortgage loan requires title insurance, and you have a choice of the title company you want to work with. Choose Trinity Title. Trinity Title, locally owned and awarded as Small Business of the Year, offers you the most customer-focused closing experience. Check with your real estate agent and make sure they're working with Trinity Title. Get the mortgage insurance you need by calling Trinity Title at 303-470-1213 or online at trinity-title.com. Trust Trinity Title to insure you. Trinity-title.com.
I seriously can't believe you're gonna do this.
Hey man, believe it.
Look, I know you'll learn stuff that'll help you with a job in engineering, but buddy, listen, once you walk through those doors, they're gonna...
No.
Yes,
look, I'm still gonna be here at home.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep my job, work full time, hang out with you, and be a soldier.
I don't get it.
You're completely clueless about the National Guard, aren't you?
The National Guard is a unique opportunity and a unique experience. You're a soldier. You serve your community as well as your country. You train part-time close to home. And you do it all while you work or attend college full-time.
Look at you. Now you're even thinking about it. You're gonna walk in with me, aren't you?
All right, wipe that smile off your
come on.
face.
You know you want to come in.
Take the first steps to building your career while serving your community and country part-time. Start at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Colorado National Guard, aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
All leads groups are not created equal. When a sense of community and solid connection are important to you and your business is on the line, the Colorado Association of Sales Helpers, or CASH Group, is the place for you. The CASH Group provides an excellent way to grow your business through word-of-mouth referrals. Tom Harper of the Food Guy Catering says, "I've been networking for over 25 years, and the CASH Group is the most professional, effective, and fun group of people I've ever had the pleasure of working with." Al Pridemore of Pride Auto Care says he wouldn't trade this group of people for anything. The CASH Group, more than just a leads group, it's a family business. Based in Centennial, visit the CASH Group online at cashgroup.com.
Borders, language, culture, the Savage Nation with Michael Savage. Tonight at 9 on KLZ 560, The Source.
Tune in from 4 to 7 a.m. for America's Morning News. Live for 3 full hours from the nation's capital on AM 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/ExperiencePros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Whew. You feel that? Your business is on fire and you run the risk of burning out.
Absolutely. And I think often as entrepreneurs, we kind of step into the role of business owner, whether intentionally or you happen to get there. And we think that our life of luxury is about to happen. We are going to have these luxurious business hours, long business lunches. We get to work half days. I mean, but really, if you break out, you've worked for an employee or for an employer, and you're going to break out and you're going to start your own business because you can do this. And you're not as appreciated.
Call Robin Leach and buy a yacht.
Absolutely. And we think that it's going to magically appear. If you build it, they will come. But what we end up discovering is we are burning the candle at every end.
Yeah, you get slapped in the face with the backhand of reality.
You don't have one boss.
Right.
Every customer becomes your boss. You're working late into the night. You're up early in the morning. Your weekends aren't your own. You're sitting at your kid's soccer game and you're following up on emails.
And before you know it, you start to feel the burnout, and here comes the self-sabotage. That self-sabotage. Let's go into that just a little bit, Angel. When you start telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't do it all, that you're never going to make it, all those negative. I have there's a lot of 4-letter words that we're not allowed to say on the air, but one of the ones that I don't allow when I had young children growing up, I didn't allow them to use, and that was can't or won't.
Yeah, you would always say, don't tell me what you can't do.
Show me what you're doing.
Show me what you're going to do.
That's
What
right.
will you do?
Yep.
And I think that there's so often, it can get to be overwhelming, but we do. We sabotage ourselves. We sabotage ourselves by the what we feed in. Are you feeding in anything positive, or is the only interaction you have from people that are complaining about the industry, economics, their jobs? Make sure that what you're putting in is positive, encouraging, uplifting, educational, training. All of these implement into who you are and what you say to yourselves every night. And self-sabotage, so often I think the worst thing that happens to us in our day happens in our head.
Yeah, absolutely. At least in my head, there's a train wreck every moment.
Every moment. And so our friend Faith Young from Coldwell Banker and several do this. They have this tip, this tool that they use when they're kind of in that self-sabotage moment.
Yep.
And that is to quickly make a list of everything that you're grateful for, everything that you've accomplished. And as soon as, those first 2 or 3 things, you might be really struggling. Like, okay, I am grateful for my family, even though they left the kitchen a mess, and even though they're not ready, for school in the morning. And we think about all this, but start thinking about, what are you really grateful for?
You bet.
What have you really accomplished? And I know so often we want to look forward in where we're going with our company, but for a moment, look in the rearview mirror.
Absolutely.
See how far you've come.
Absolutely. Now we take that from what's happening in the head and put it into action. What's happening in your business? There are many ways that business owners tend to sabotage themselves. We started talking about the head stuff, but it also shows up in being unprepared. When you don't have the tools necessary to get the work done. You say, I want to do this, and that's a great thing. But what do they say? Good intentions are only good in horseshoes and something else I don't remember.
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Close. It's only horseshoes and hand grenades.
There you go.
And, here's this. Your business is going to grow, right?
right.
I mean, that's the goal. That's where we're headed. And yet, do you have the foundation for growth? Can you handle a surge of new business? Can you handle the employees? Do you have the employees to handle the new business, the new growth? Are you geographically located in a place that you can handle the new growth? And so a lot of times we have to lay in that foundation and in the back work. It's not as glorious, it's not as glamorous, because a lot of it's what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
And yet if you don't have those tools in place, some of those systems, some of those processes, if it's all in your head and you're not delegating it out, then you run into the idea of where everybody's coming to you to put out those fires.
Absolutely. And then again, you get distracted putting out all those fires when in fact you should be the one who is lighting fires under your staff, or if you don't have a staff, under yourself, to get motivated to do the things that are necessary in the business. So we embody or encourage you to go out and prioritize what are those things that, and when talking about the topic of burnout, Angel, I don't believe in it. No, I see it, but I don't buy into it. It's kind of like this whole recession thing that we've kind of endured for the last 4 years. I didn't buy into that either. Not that it didn't happen, but I choose to go beyond that. What is it? Who said if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life?
Was that Mark Twain?
Mark Twain. I buy into that. If you are passionate about what you're doing, if you are fully engaged in what you're doing, and you've set your priorities such to the place where you're doing the things that matter most, I think you don't get burned out.
Where burnout tends to happen is when we're doing somebody else's job.
Yep.
Something that we weren't intended to do, but maybe we said yes because we couldn't say no.
Right.
We didn't learn to set those boundaries for ourselves, and we're doing something that we're not really naturally gifted to do. And I think you see this a lot with people, that they get frustrated. I don't have enough time in my day, and I can't get the things done that I really want to do. Well, nobody is going to put your things on your plate.
That's right.
What's most important to you on your plate. They're going to put what's most important to them
on your plate.
On your plate. It's up to you to make sure. And so before we start complaining and reach the level of burnout, am I really doing what I love to be doing? And if not, how can I tweak this so that it is?
And finally, I think we should address the fact, and Angel, I'm going to use you as the example. You are quite possibly one of the most positive people I have ever met. And you get that comment from a lot of our listeners as well. How does she stay so positive? And I love your answer because
medication.
Medication. No. Better living through pharmaceuticals. No, that's not it at all. What you tell people on a regular basis is that, look, life happens to me too, but I make a choice every day.
And we all have that same choice.
Yep.
But I pour good stuff in. I don't watch scary movies. I don't read negative comments. I don't hang out with dramatic people. I avoid the negative, probably to an extreme. And it's because it's coming at me. And so I need to make sure that what I am pouring in, because all that negative does come at me just as much as it does for other people, that I am dousing it with as much positive and encouragement and success and people that believe in me that I can.
You bet. Don't burn out. Light a fire and get going in business. When we return, have you ever met a socialpreneur? Well, we're going to introduce you to one, and we're going to shift from work style into lifestyle. Coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Every small business is unique, but most small business owners have one thing in common. They work in too many roles to be truly effective. I'm Dana Hall, owner of Cyberterry of Littleton. We make it our mission to help small business owners focus on what is most important, whether that is growing their business, spending time with their families, or simply keeping their sanity. We alleviate workload by providing administrative help at a fraction of the expense of an employee. Bookkeeping, organizing, research, or marketing, we do it all. Call us today at 720-350-4065 or online at cyberterrylittleton.com because your time is worth more.
Advertising is really effective, especially for small business. Turn your company into a household name by advertising on the Experience Pros Radio Show. We'll help you build a trusted reputation with the professionals who listen to the program. You'll connect with the right audience and at the right price. Advertise with the Experience Pros Radio Show. Sign up at experiencepros.com and put your brand on the tip of your customer's tongue. Sign up today and start advertising with the Experience Pros at experiencepros.com.
Hey, Rick, are you coming to the networking event tonight?
I don't know. Seems like all I ever do is network, and all I have to show for it's a stack of business cards. I'm not sure networking is helping me get more customers.
That's how I felt until I went to the Extreme Relationship Management Workshop. They taught me how to find all the gold nuggets in that stack of business cards. You should go.
How do I find out more?
Simply go to extremerelationshipmanagement.com and enter the promo code ExperiencePros to get 20% off.
extremerelationshipmanagement.com. Thanks.
Extreme Relationship Management, the right relationships to build your business.
When your wedding, fundraiser, or special charity event needs attention to every detail, turn your attention to the Food Guy Catering. The Food Guy customizes their menu to your desires. Contact them today at 303-727-9200 or at thefoodguy.net.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Your IT investment is not just another line item in your budget. You need to think of IT as a profitable investment with a direct effect on your bottom line. C-Squared Computer Consulting offers 24/7 system monitoring and optimization, which means reliability, performance, and productivity. Call C-Squared Computer Consulting today to realize your IT investment's potential. 303-933-1113 or find C-Squared Computer Consulting at c2cc.net.
The Dave Ramsey Show.
Two formulas. One is I pay cash for improvements. Two is I don't want to over-improve the neighborhood. After you've fixed up the house or added a room, are you the most expensive home in the neighborhood? If you are, then you're probably going to limit your ability to get that money back out with what you spent.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
This is Bill O'Reilly, and I'm looking out for you. AM 560 KLZ is your source for common sense thinking in Denver. And now, my talking points. Twice daily on KLZ, mornings at 7:30, and the afternoon edition at 5:30 on The Source, AM 560 KLZ.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. If you are driving a million miles today, we want to thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you for listening to the broadcast.
Absolutely. And so if you're working, you probably have quite the work style. Our next guest is Rich Gurman. He's the author of Monetize Your Passion, helping you shift from work style into lifestyle. Rich, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Eric and Angel. Great to be here.
Well, very nice to have you with us. Work style to lifestyle. Let's begin by defining terms, please.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's pretty clear most people, unfortunately, have a pretty standard work style. And I would define that basically as they wake up in the morning, go to a job that they really don't like. I saw a poll recently that 75% of people in this country literally hate their job. Not dislike it or tolerate, but they hate it.
This hurts my heart, Rick.
It's so sad.
Rich, I'm sorry.
That's okay, and I assume the three of us are fortunate because it sounds like you guys totally love what you do. But can you imagine waking up in the morning, going to a job that you hate, so you spend your entire day there at a job you don't like, with people you'd probably not want to be with, working for a boss you probably wouldn't ever want to see, if it wasn't for the job. And then the problem is, then you come home at night from that job, and you can't tell me you can't bring that stress and tension from the day into your home life, so then it affects your home life. This is why, to me, most people spend the evening numbing themselves with alcohol and drugs and pills and reality TV and all that stuff because they're kind of miserable from the day. Then they go to sleep and they probably have nightmares because they didn't, because their day was so stressful. And then guess what? They wake up the next morning and what?
They do it all over again.
Rich,
and
I like the way you think.
Well, and Rich, this is actually a very personal topic to me. I have a dear family member that I think you just described to a T. And when I talked to him, like, why do you do this every day? You know you hate it. Why don't you look for something else? And and the answers change depending on the day of the week, but they go back every single day.
Well, I think you bring up a great question, Angel, and that is why. And it's funny, as soon as you wrote down why, I wrote down one word in big letters, and it's the 4-letter F word.
Fear.
Not the one we wouldn't use live on the radio, but
thank you.
Fear.
Yeah, it's all he knows.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. There's definitely I think people get comfortable being uncomfortable, but for those people that want to break out of it and they don't, and they stay stuck, it's no doubt it's fear.
Is there hope, Rich? Can we get out of this work style and into a lifestyle, something we love? Can we really monetize our passion?
We can. We absolutely can. So there's definitely hope, and the lifestyle is basically, just to define that, it's when you're doing what you love all day long. The reason I wrote this book is I had this epiphany in the shower. Most of my epiphanies come in the water, in the shower, or here in the ocean where I live. And the epiphany I had was that I was the luckiest guy in the world. I was literally in my shower, and this thought came to me, Rich, you're the luckiest guy in the world. And I'm like, that's a weird thought. Where did that come from? And I kind of followed that thought, and what hit me was that I do what I love all day long. Like right now, this is not work, this is play. I do what I love all day long, and doing what I love funds the lifestyle of my dream. So I get to do what I love, have this great lifestyle of work and play, and I don't really tell the difference between work and play because I'm just doing what I love all day long. And the best part is that what I do not only funds my lifestyle, but it makes a difference for other people. So that to me is a great lifestyle. You're doing what you love, you're creating financial freedom by doing it and making a real difference in the world. And to answer your question, it is absolutely doable. I'm doing it, and 40,000 people now have read my book and are doing it. All my clients are doing it. It is definitely a possibility.
I love that he talks about you can't even decide the difference between what's work and what's play.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that book. It's called Monetize Your Passion. Our guest is Rich Gurman, and you're doing something a little different with the way that people get this book, are you not?
Yeah, so I made a kind of a crazy decision when we put the book out, and that was that I wasn't going to sell it, but I was going to give it away to anyone in the world that wanted it for free. And the reason is that I have a charity. Thank you for bringing this up, by the way, Eric. I have a charity that supports homeless children here in the United States. Most people don't realize that there is literally 1.6 million homeless children here in the United States of America. It's an astounding number.
That is.
And so I started something called the Gen Y Project, which is an awareness/solution campaign for these kids that are in grave need. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to give the book away, but in return I'm going to ask for a completely optional charitable donation. So when the book first came out, it was initially just a short-term campaign to really get a buzz going for the charity and get the books out there. But it was so successful, I said, you know what, I don't care if I ever sell the book. We're getting too much done, raising too much money for the charity, so I've just continued to give it away for free, and anyone listening now can have the book completely for free. And we ask you to watch a little movie trailer that we put together that talks about the plight of these children, and if you feel compelled, we would love for you to make some donations.
You know, we're going to get right behind that. We are on the live national feed right now, and so your message is going out with the Gen Y Project all over America, and I'm going to invite people to that website where they can find more information and download that video. Where is it they can go?
So the best place is just my main website, which is Rich Gurman, RichGerman. Rich Gurman looks like German, but it's richgurman.com. Top right of the website, clear as day, can't miss it. Download my book for free. Just click on that, and you'll just follow the steps.
All right, and the entire income from the donations from the book, 100% is used to bring awareness to Gen Y, and it's not the letter Y, it's the word why.
I love it.
Yeah, as in why in this country do we have 1.6 million kids that don't know where they're going to sleep tonight?
That is amazing. Now, how did you come to discover this, Rich?
You know, again, in the water, or where all my ideas come, I'm very blessed in my life. My business is very successful, and I made a decision I wanted to give back. And there's a million great charities out there, and they all need support. So I literally just went down to the beach here one day, sat down in the sand, and this sounds a little weird, but I'm in Southern California. This is what we do here. I put my hands out towards the ocean, and I just said, tell me what to do. And then I got up and walked back home, and literally over the next several days, I got signs pointing towards homeless children. Literally, I would get an email. One day I was driving, and I saw a bus that had a picture of a homeless child, like day after day.
Isn't that funny how when you start putting your energy towards something, you see it everywhere?
Everywhere. So I started going online and researching, and I was blown away. I had no idea. I live in Orange County, California, which is either the wealthiest or in the top 3 wealthiest counties in the entire country.
Yeah, they had to kick me out.
Exactly. We'll let you back in now.
All right.
So we have, this is not a laughing matter, there's 22,000 homeless kids in Orange County, which I was like, you got to be kidding. Like, it's crazy. And then I just went nationwide, and I saw it was just this massive issue, and the truth is there's a lot of good work being done, but not enough, and I just said we gotta spread the word, so that's why we're here.
Well, Rich, we will definitely lead people to your website, Rich Gurman, and it looks like German. It's Gurman, GERMAN.com, and you can watch the Gen Y video. You can pick up a copy of the book Monetize Your Passions, and it's free. Yep. He's looking for donations to the project. Now, Rich, you're monetizing your passion, but you're giving it away. Isn't that an oxymoron?
I have other ways that I create income in my business.
Attaboy. I love it.
I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
No, sir. Rich, thank you. You have added tremendous amounts of value to our listeners nationwide, and you brought a little bit of home back to me, man. Go hit Huntington Beach for me, will you?
Oh, right down the road, man.
Rock on.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Folks, when we return, if you're a Trekkie of any sort, you know this phrase, resistance is futile. Is it now? We're going to talk about resistance in our next segment, coming up on the Experience Pros Radio Show. You're listening to Angel and Eric.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Cheryl from ALMC Mortgage. Have you heard how low interest rates are right now? They are as low as they have been in 50 years. It's amazing. Don't you owe it to yourself to do a mortgage review? You might be able to save money on a refinance. Or if you're thinking about buying a home, now is the time to investigate your options. ALMC has lots of loan programs to fit your needs, including renovation loans if your property needs a little TLC. ALMC stands for All Loans Must Close, and we are committed to making sure that you will get the very best loan for you and your family. Call me today at 303-696-6933. If you're ready to buy a new home, an investment property, or if you need to refinance, go to my website at almcmortgage.com and let's get started. ALMC is more than you would expect and everything you deserve. ALMC is located in Aurora, Colorado, NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Hi, this is Eric, and here in Denver, you never know what the weather's going to be like from day to day. One thing you can count on is that when it snows, accidents happen. And when accidents happen, you need to know that you have a choice of auto body repair shops. Our friends at Nyland's Collision Center are the best when it comes to making your car look better than brand new. Put Nyland's on your speed dial, 303-761-9219, or visit them at nylundscollision.com. Nyland's Collision, winner of the Channel 7 A-List Best Body Shop.
You know that the Experience Pros Radio Show runs on caffeine, but not just any coffee will do. We believe in Boyer's Coffee and their commitment to being Colorado proud. Their sustainable efforts give you a reason to serve Denver's finest coffee to your customers and employees, but it's the taste of their slow-roasted flavor that will have you drinking Boyer's Coffee yourself. Drink Boyer's Coffee. We do. Find out more about Boyer's commitment to your community at boyerscoffee.com.
You want your family photo, sports memorabilia, or art framed? I'm Brian Hart, owner of Framed Art. At Framed Art, we truly care about what you're bringing in. Whether you're framing a picture of your children or a large order for your company, we are set up to handle anything. As a 2-time Channel 7 A-List award winner, you can trust us with your framing needs. Call me, Brian Hart, right now, 303-722-1525. That's 303-722-1525, and let me know what you need framed.
Congratulations on landing the job. I'm really excited for you.
Thanks. How's your search going?
The job market's tight. I mean, I can barely get an interview, and I've got student loans to deal with. You're lucky, you know? The National Guard paid your loans off.
Luck. The Guard was a smart decision, one you can still make.
The National Guard Student Loan Repayment Program can pay up to $50,000 of your existing student loans. Get the details at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Colorado National Guard. Aired by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
There is only one place on the dial for you to share stories of great customer service, and that's Fan Braggin' Friday on the Experience Pros Radio Show. Every Friday, the phone lines are open for you to call and tell the world who's getting it right in business. Call 855-FAN-BRAG and change the way people treat people in business. You can post your stories every day on the Experience Pros Facebook page and call in on Fridays for Fan Braggin' Friday at 855-326-2724. 855-FAN-BRAG. Tell us, and then tell the world about Fan Braggin' Friday.
Good morning, Denver. This is Dave. Don't miss the Dave Ramsey Show today at noon, live on AM 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Eric and Angel. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. In popular culture, especially as it revolves around Star Trek, we learn that resistance is futile, and yet there's somebody out there who says resistance is important.
I know. I love to say that to my kids when they're fighting with me. Resistance is futile. Rick, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Our guest is Rick Maurer. He is the author of
Beyond
the Wall of Resistance. Very nice to have you with us, Rick. Now let's just start right at the beginning. You say resistance is a good thing, that it's an important part of business.
Well, it is. I mean, in fact, all of us, resist all day long. I mean, we make choices, and somebody else might say, well, by making that choice, you resisted this great idea that I had. And so that's just who we are as humans. So if you take that into the workplace, I come up with what I think is a brilliant idea, and of course any idea I come up with I think is brilliant, and I tell the two of you, and you're going, wait a minute, we've already got plans. We've got our budget's already allotted. And from your point of view, you're trying to act with integrity and for the best of the business, and I'm thinking you're resistors. So often, this notion of resistance often is in the eye of the beholder.
You are right on.
Okay. You know what? No, you're not.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding, Rick.
I'll leave the two of you alone.
This is the way it rolls, brother, every day. So let's talk about resistance. What do you define as resistance?
Well, I mean, I think one of the Webster definitions I just really like. It basically says anything that slows or stops movement. And why I like that is that there's no value to it. I mean, anything you sort of want your brakes to make your car, slow down. That's a good thing. Or I can look at things and say, well, why won't they go along with me? I look at that as bad. But if you just think of it, anything that slows or stops movement, that's resistance. But in the human realm, then there are, I think there are three things that kind of cause resistance, and that's where my work takes me.
All right. Well, now you've piqued my interest. What are those three things that cause or are the propagators of this resistance?
Okay. Well, they are. I'm going to oversimplify it, but then we can talk about go as deep as you want. The first is I don't get it. I simply don't understand what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The second is I don't like it. And this is an emotional reaction to the change. And it comes from fear. Something about this proposition of yours scares me. I could lose my job. I could lose face, whatever.
Right.
So I don't get it. I don't like it. The third one is I don't like you.
Whoa!
Yeah. And so it may be that, that I'm a leader, and you think, Rick's a nice guy, but I can't trust him on this. He never follows through. He's a flavor of the month kind of guy. Or it may be who I represent, like, hi, I'm from headquarters, I'm here to help. And any of those independently can create resistance, but often you have them in combination. So that people don't get it, they don't, even though they don't get it, they know they don't like it, and they don't trust the person telling them. And that creates real problems, as you might imagine.
Absolutely.
Well, and I think that as leaders, anytime we see resistance, we think that that they're not on board, that they're troublemakers, and they're going to cause trouble, and maybe we don't have the right people on the bus or the right seat on the bus, kind of analogy.
Yeah.
And yet you're saying that the resistance is actually necessary.
Well, it is, and I don't disagree with you need to have the right people on the bus. And that there are, I think in most organizations, a small handful of people who, whatever, Groucho Marx once saying, whatever it is, I'm against it. And there are a few of those people. But by and large, the resistance you're getting is for very good reason. I mean, for instance, people may not understand what you're talking about, or they're afraid of, if I go along with this, I could be out of work next week.
So resistance is really a key performance indicator.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Well, it is. That's a really interesting way of putting it. But organizations that do well with change are really opening to hear about what that resistance is, because they want to build it in. They want to have some way of using that energy and turning it around rather than making people do stuff. I'm doing some work. I just did a survey with an organization today, and they have these E's that are their values, and somebody in the survey said enforce is not one of our E's, meaning making people do it is not one of them. But if we can explore and find out that maybe we can then build on and help people turn that concern around.
Okay, so are there some examples that we can give to help leaders turn that resistance around and turn it into support?
Yeah. I had a client who was the head of a department and had made it, and the executives, and she was part of the executive team, made a decision to go in a particular way about hiring some staff that would be less qualified but could do some simple jobs. And a lot of people were concerned that this is going to take away their jobs. And her feeling was, no, that's not the case. But as she talked with them, they kept coming back to her basically with level 1 kind of questions. I don't get it. They'd say, well, when is this going to start? How many are you going to hire? They knew the answers to those things. They just couldn't afford to talk about. They were afraid. And so I suggested to her, I said, look, you're getting really polite questions and you're giving nice, polite answers back, but you could have done all that in an email. Why are we having these meetings? And she said, I think they're afraid they're going to lose their jobs. And I said, okay, next round of these meetings, go ahead and answer the questions. I mean, don't insult people, but then speculate. And she stepped forward and she said, if I was in your shoes, I'd be afraid for my job right now. And you could, you could see heads move. I mean, it was a big deal. And she said, I don't have a crystal ball, but I really think this is going to be good for our company. Here's why. I do, and I mean, I hope you'll go along, but this is what it is. But she said, like I say, I don't have a crystal ball. But she said, and this is what was brilliant. She said, would some of you be willing to work with me so that when we bring these people on, we do it in the way that most ensures that we keep our jobs?
Wow, you are right. That is brilliantly stated, and boy, I can just empathize with the moment of putting your finger on the spot that hurts and calling attention to it. Now I've got your rapt attention, and here's a solution.
Yeah, well, and actually, to add to her brilliance, she said, she actually didn't quite say, here's the solution, but she said, would you work with me? See if we can come up with a solution. So she doesn't have to be all-powerful, all-knowing. But indeed, what she said certainly was a solution. Let's get these people involved in the thing that concerns them. And it was great. And what that did is that led to a couple of other things that people were afraid to talk about that she wasn't even aware of. And it gets a little too nerdy to talk about the specifics of it. But in both those cases, she said, well, would you be willing to work with me, see if we can come up with a way that doesn't create a problem? And people were really excited about that.
Rick, and you see that she knew, she could feel what the elephant in the room was, so to speak, the big issue that nobody, we're all tiptoeing around, and she dealt with it head on. And so often I think when we see resistance, we tend to skirt away from the real issue. And so you actually have a book, Beyond the Wall of Resistance. It was originally written in 1996, and you revised it just a couple of years ago. Can you talk a little bit about the book and where people can get it?
Sure. I would like to say go to your local bookstore. There's not a lot of those right now, but that would be a place to check. And certainly you can get it from Amazon. And I think those are the best options right now.
Okay, and so the book is called Beyond the Wall of Resistance, and then you also have a forum, an online forum?
I do. It's called the Change Open Source Project, and the web address is just Change OSP for Open Source Project. And this is free, and I started it a couple years ago as a way that people could come together and talk about change in organizations and start conversations or ask me questions. And I've got right now almost 1,000 members from around the world.
Wow.
Okay, I just signed up.
I'm sorry?
No, you have 1,001.
Okay, great. Okay, and it's free. And we're actually revising it right now to kind of update it. I've been a little lax in being as active as I want to, but I've been told within the next couple of weeks we're going to make a switch over to Facebook. But you can still sign up at Change OSP, and so you'll be able to know all the kind of things that we're doing. But there's some videos there. There's a bunch of my commitment to it is I really want it to be free. I want it to be a place where people don't feel like somebody's trying to sell them something, that they can come and have a good conversation about the stuff that so many of us find challenging.
Well, Rick Maurer, you have taken us beyond the wall of resistance. We thank you so much for joining us all the way from Arlington, Virginia, and we appreciate your investment in our listenership.
Well, you're welcome. This is a pleasure.
Absolutely. Our pleasure is all ours. Now, folks, I wish I could tell you there were more than 24 hours in a day, but there just aren't, not even for me, and I wish it every day. So the question is, would you like to be more productive? We'll talk about that on the other side of these messages. You're listening to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Tell your staff to tune in daily to the Experience Pros radio show. Business training and inspiration from national experts are here for you every day on the Experience Pros radio show. Start your week by learning a great new business skill. Tune in midweek to boost your positive attitude, and be sure to always end your week with Fan Braggin' Friday. The Experience Pros radio show is here for you every day, changing the way people treat people in business. Join the revolution and tune in to the Experience Pros radio show. Weekday business training designed to inspire you to get your business right.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Looking for a cause worthy of your support? MyFavoriteNonprofit.com is an online community that hosts thousands of nonprofit organizations for your consideration. Whether your passion is for animals or medical research, from education to the environment, MyFavoriteNonprofit.com will help you find and raise funds in support of that cause. Make a difference in your community. Join MyFavoriteNonprofit.com today.
When it comes to dental wellness, you have an abundant choice. Dental Wellness at Dry Creek offers 5-star family care at discount prices well below the area average. Dr. Camilo Delizia and his professional staff welcome you with the amenities of a day spa and decades of experience to assure you the most comfortable dental experience possible. Insurance is accepted and emergencies are always seen immediately. Please visit Dental Wellness at Dry Creek to see for yourself why your next dentist is Dr. Delizia. Visit dentalwellnessdc.com or call 303-773-9400.
Hi, this is Dr. D, living life on the bright side here on the Experience Pros radio show. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and care for your family's dental wellness.
What if people were bringing business to you instead of you chasing prospects? You're looking for relationships that can help grow your business, but you're only finding people who want to pick your brain or sell you something. Stop chasing. Attend the Extreme Relationship Management Workshop and turn your networking into net worth. To sign up, visit extremerelationshipmanagement.com and enter the promo code EXPERIENCEPROS for 20% off, or call 720-425-1500. Extreme Relationship Management, the right relationships to build your business.
If you have outside sales experience, believe in the message of the Colorado Conservative, and are ready for a dynamic professional working environment, KLZ wants you. Crawford Broadcasting is looking for account executives to be a part of our Denver team. If you're proficient with Microsoft Word, Outlook, and Excel, are open-minded towards new marketing concepts, and have a go-out-and-get-'em attitude, send us a cover letter and your resume to klzjobs@crawfordbroadcasting.com. That's klzjobs@crawfordbroadcasting.com. Crawford Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Radio news that digs deeper. America's Radio News. Early mornings at 4. And now during afternoon drive at 3. America's Radio News. Only on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. If you start me up, I'll never stop, or at least that's the way I think. And yet, you know something, Angel? I am constantly in search of how to squeeze just a little bit more out of my day.
And I think everybody is, we get to the end of the day and we didn't accomplish just as much as we thought we would. I think we often underestimate how much time some of the tasks and projects
always underestimate
are going to take us. And yet I think so often we go in and we have these new goals that we set for our company or even for ourselves. And we might even go so far as to bring somebody in to train our staff on the new projects and some goal setting and moving in a new direction. And we would discover this a lot. We would go in and do like a one-day workshop or one-day training.
Yep.
And what would happen? Everybody gets all excited.
Oh, energy. Woo, you guys are good.
And passionate and vision. And yes, this is what I want to do. And we're dreaming about where our company's going to be in a few years. We're setting personal goals, all in that one-day setting.
You can start to see smoke coming out of people's ears.
So then Monday, the next week comes along, and maybe you've got it still up on your board, you've written it down, or you've put some different things in your calendar, and the team is together in a staff meeting, and we're still talking about the vision and the dreams and all the goals that we've all set for each other, and it's kind of still exciting. And then Wednesday and then Friday and then we're in traffic and
oh heck, it happens every January 1st.
Pretty soon we go right back, we slip back into those old patterns, those old behaviors. And I think so often especially when you are trying to change a bad habit, we think, well, we're just going to quit that bad habit, or we're going to quit doing things this old way and we'll start doing things the new way. But unless you actually replace some of those bad habits with new good habits, those bad habits,
they come back 7 times stronger. We know all about that.
It's like they grow heads.
Yeah, absolutely.
And arms that grab you and bring you down to where it's comfortable.
So how do you be more productive? Well, one way is to, we were talking about those goals and setting those goals and being faithful to those goals. But let's break it down even a little more basic than that. You need to be organized.
Yes, you do. My friend always says organization.
You should have seen the look on Angel's face. Did you just say that? What have you done with Eric?
You are organized. You take me everywhere you go.
I have an order.
You do.
That's right.
There is a proper order. My friend says that organization is not a luxury. It is a necessity.
That's right.
And so often I see this all the time. We think that we can have this idea, or we know the things that we want to do, and we keep it just in our head. And I tell my kids this all the time. Your job isn't to remember everything, because you will forget. Something will distract you. Something will get in the way. And then you're just being reactive to everything that happens to you instead of being proactive. And you've heard the analogy of the thermostat versus the thermometer.
Yes.
The thermostat, that's where you go, it's on the wall, and you tell the room.
You tell it what to do.
This is the temperature I want you to be.
Right.
Whereas the thermometer tells you what the temperature is already in the room. And so you kind of tend to go with the wind and blow through life and blow through your day. And next thing you know, your day turns into a week, and your week turns into a month, and your month turns into a quarter. And now it's the end of the year. And time seems to... I don't know. I feel like we hit January and there was a fast forward button put on us and just go, go, go. I feel like I'm always in go, go, go mode. And yet we still seem to be busy and not be productive.
So organize, get your thoughts in order, put those thoughts down. Another way that I've discovered is more productive, and you actually alluded to it, is because I take you everywhere I go, Angel, and that's my secret, if you will, to the order and the productivity in my life. I have somebody who, some people would say light a match. You got a blowtorch, and it's a big one. And you are constantly keeping me accountable. Have an accountability partner.
And that is huge. And it doesn't always have to be somebody directly at your work, but it is somebody who will push you,
right,
challenge you, not let you just give them the excuses of you were busy, you slept in, and you got distracted, and this happened. But somebody that will challenge you and push you, not mean, not as a bully, but more as a mentor. And I'm doing this too. But an accountability partner is so valuable.
You bet. And perhaps one of the more important pieces of advice that we've received over the years, and really has made a difference in our productivity, as was referenced by an organization called Major Mom, and that is stop the incoming. Right? We have so many things that vie for our attention. We call them shinies, right? We just go chasing after the squirrels. They're chasing after the shiny thing. Stop the incoming. If you've got an email that dings and you have to check your phone or your computer every single time the email dings, your productivity is going to hurt. It's going to suffer. Let's just say it took you 5 seconds, and we know it takes you a lot more than that, to stop what you're doing and go check your email and come back.
What if stopping the incoming is some of the committees you are involved in?
Right.
Are they really the right place for you to be spending your time? Are they in line with your vision and where you're going and your branding? Some of it's the activities, the people you're hanging out with. You really do have to take, I think if you're struggling with productivity, a very honest assessment. And you might actually even journal, keep a list over a few days. What are you really spending your time doing? How long do these tasks really take me? My daughters discovered that when they would sleep in and rush through the morning, that they were always 5 to 10 minutes late in the morning because they're rushing around. They didn't have their backpacks or their lunches ready to go. And they're running around the house just by getting up 5 minutes earlier, only 5 minutes. That calmness, them not being rushing, they were actually able to, they were 10 minutes early for school in the morning.
Absolutely. 5 will get you 10 every time. And now here's the final thing, and you mentioned sleep, and I want to end our segment on productivity with this. Get your sleep. You know, there's no substitute.
Do you need a mirror?
No. I'm talking here. Get your sleep. There's no substitute for the value that sleep brings to your productivity. And you know, I am guilty, and this is why Angel asked if I need a mirror, is because I'm guilty of staying up way late in the hours of the morning, working, and when I really could be far more productive if, when I was tired, I would go to bed and then get up that 5 or 10 minutes earlier.
I'm going to trust you on that. I'm a sleeper. I get my sleep every night, and when I wake up, I'm energized. I often start my list of things I want to get done before I even crawl out of bed in the morning. I keep my oh shoot pad right next to me. Oh shoot, this is what I need to do today, and oh shoot, I want to get that and take care of this. And so I make the most of those quiet times.
Hey, if you want to know more about Angel's oh shoot pad and how she stays organized, gets it all done as a mother, a wife, a chamber chair of the Chamber of Highlands Ranch, and all the things that you do, you can find it all in her book, Lists That Saved My Life. That's Lists That Saved My Life, available on Amazon.com. It is a bestseller, was on this bestseller list for like 37 weeks.
37 weeks. I counted. It was like 220 days in a row.
Wow. That's amazing. It's going to help you. We want you to be more productive, and we want to thank you for tuning into the Experience Pros radio show. As always, if you want to carry this conversation on, or if you'd like to know more about the people who advertise on our broadcast, please go to experiencepros.com/directory for those advertisers and sponsors, or you can go to facebook.com/experiencepros to connect with us and let us know what you're thinking and what what's going on in your business. How can we help you?
And what do you need to hear? We want to make sure that the Experience Pros radio show is a productive part of your day.
Absolutely. Folks, thanks for listening, and we appreciate you. Now go out and kiss somebody. Kindness is so simple.
This has been the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tuccy and Eric Reamer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
America's Radio News Network on KLZ 560.
The museum in Washington, D.C. says it will rededicate